What is your best piece of advice for anybody starting out in the real world today?
Whatever you're passionate about, work towards your passion. That's going to give you a chance to enjoy your time and energy. If you had all the money in the world, that's what you would be enjoying anyway, your time and energy. To be happy doing whatever you're doing, and then money find a way to come to you.
What is your best piece of advice for anybody starting out in the real world today?
Be true to yourself and grind. Grind for your health, grind for your discipline of education and intelligence, and work ethic. Of course, just show up every day.
Don't be afraid to take risks. Pick something that you're passionate about.
What is your best piece of advice to someone who's starting out in the real world today?
Don't chase the money, chase the dream. If you're doing something you love, you'll find the money.
Compounding interest, the power of compounding investments. You'll have more choices when you're in your 40s. Market's down 4% today. Market's down about 12% year to date. So anytime you have volatility, go buy cheap.
What is your best piece of advice that you'd give to anybody starting out in the real world today?
If you can identify your purpose and goal early in life, you certainly have much better chance of success. Never give up on what's really important to you and matters the most.
What is your best piece of advice to someone who's starting out in the real world today?
If I could go back a bit for my own life, I would actually study how to code. I believe time, the best wealth anyone can get.
I think it's the key to be a great communicator. Some people are very smart, they have lots of good ideas, but they suck when it comes to winning hearts and minds, right?
What is your best piece of advice to someone who's starting out in the real world today?
Don't let other folks' ideas and limitations be placed upon you, because what works for you and what's meant for you will be for you. It's your dream, your passion, you pursue it. It's not for them. Therefore, they weren't able to achieve it because they're not you.
For someone coming out of college, what is your best piece of advice to someone who's starting out in the real world today?
Experiment. If you're doing university or doing a course, great, but get out there, do something. There's so many different ways in which you can kind of monetize your creativity. Some people do it on a very small level. Some people actually do make some serious money from it.
What is your best piece of advice to someone who's starting out in the real world today?
Let me just say this. You can never go wrong if you care about people. You add your knowledge to the care, which starts within your heart. You can't lose. It doesn't matter what industry you go into. If you can get down to the root of having a clean heart and being a good person, it will all fall in line.
What is your best piece of advice to someone who's starting out in the real world today?
I mean, if you gotta get wealth, you gotta take risk. Risk could be with your time, risk can be with your money, risk can be with other things, but you have to go all in.
Relationships are the most important thing in the universe, starting first with our relationship with God.
Be as entrepreneurial as possible. I think that as time goes on, I think everyone's going to be more and more on the gig economy. People are going to have their own businesses, and you're going to have to be self-sufficient. I think it's going to be less about corporations and more about starting your own thing and doing your own thing.
What is your best piece of advice to someone who's starting out in the real world today?
I told you this guys before, I'd probably go nurse practitioner, medical field, but don't go get the MD. The money's fast coming right out of the gate. You might see a doctor once every 9 times, but you see a PA or a nurse practitioner every time.